Coach, an American brand born in 1941 as a modest leather goods workshop in Manhattan, has lived many lives. From its humble origins, crafting durable, baseball glove-inspired handbags, it evolved into a cultural juggernaut by the early 2000s, synonymous with affordable luxury in the iconic It bag. Yet what followed was a dramatic fall from grace. Overexposure diluted its allure, relegating it to outlet bins and suburban closets. Coach has staged a quiet yet triumphant revival, reclaiming its throne with a bold rebrand that blends nostalgia, innovation, and a keen eye on Gen Z. This is the story of Coach's rise, fall, and resurgence as a comeback queen. The rise, It bag mania of the early 2000s, Coach's ascent to fashion royalty began decades before its 2000s peak. Founded by Miles and Lillian Kahn, the brand built a reputation for quality leather goods, with designer Bonnie Cashin injecting sportswear flair in the 1960s. But it was under Lou Frankfurt's leadership, starting in 1979, that Coach found its stride. By identifying a gap for high-quality, affordable handbags, Coach positioned itself as accessible luxury, a sweet spot between fast fashion and unattainable couture. The early 2000s marked Coach's golden era. In 2001, creative director Reed Krakoff unveiled the signature collection, featuring the now iconic double C monogram splashed across bags, wristlets, and totes. This wasn't just a design choice, it was a cultural moment. The logo tapped into the Y2K logomania sweeping fashion, where brands like Louis Vuitton and Gucci flaunted their emblems. Coach bags became must-haves, dangling from the arms of celebrities like Mandy Moore and Paris Hilton, and coveted by teens flipping through the 17 magazine. The monogrammed shoulder bags and baguettes were everywhere. Red carpets, malls, high school hallways, symbolizing status without breaking the bank. By 2006, Coach celebrated its 65th anniversary with the Legacy collection, adding vibrant suedes and bold colors like pink and orange. The brand operated over 950 stores worldwide and boasted a 23% share of the North American handbag market by 2014. Revenues soared, peaking at $4.8 billion in 2013. Coach wasn't just a brand, it was a lifestyle, a rite of passage for a generation. The fall, overexposure, and identity crisis. Success, however, sowed the seeds of Coach's downfall. The very ubiquity that fueled its rise eroded its exclusivity. The signature C became too accessible, flooding department stores, outlets, and even street vendors with knockoffs. What was once aspirational turned suburban, then tacky. Wealthier customers defected to competitors like Michael Kors and Tory Burch, who offered fresher takes on affordable luxury. By the mid-2010s, Coach's clean-cut, preppy aesthetic felt stale in a market craving edge and innovation. The numbers told a grim story. North American store sales dropped to single digits and profits slumped. The brand's aggressive expansion, more stores, more discounts, backfired. Outlets, once a clever way to offload excess stock, became a double-edged sword, churning out lower-quality, made-for-outlet bags that cheapened the brand's image. The logo, once a badge of pride, was now a punchline. Fashion forums buzzed with disdain. Coach is for moms. It's just outlet fodder. By 2014, Frankfurt stepped down as CEO, replaced by Victor Luis, who faced a Herculean task: rescue a brand drowning in its own success. By the mid-2010s were Coach's wilderness years. Pulling back from department stores in 2016 aimed to curb discounting, but sales dipped further. The brand struggled to redefine itself, caught between its heritage and a market that had moved on. Michael Kors and Kate Spade surged ahead, while Coach faded into early 2011's nostalgia, a relic of flip phones and frosted lip gloss. The revival, a bold rebrand. Coach refused to fade quietly. The turnaround began in 2013 with the hiring of Stuart Vevers as creative director, fresh from Loa. Vevers brought a new vision, shed the mom bag stigma, and repositioned Coach as expressive luxury. He dialed back the monogram's dominance, introducing edgier designs with gunmetal hardware and rocker chic vibes. Collaborations with hype brands like Ambush and the estate of Jean-Michel Basquiat signaled a shift toward a younger, trendier crowd. The rebrand gained traction in the late 2010s. But the real breakthrough came with the 2019 launch of the Tabby bag. Inspired by a 1970s archival design, The tabby, featuring a sleek silhouette and signature C-clasp, struck gold. It balanced nostalgia with modernity, its structured shape and pillowy iterations, like the Pillow Tabby in 2021, riding the Y2K revival wave. Gen Z obsessed with thrifting and early 2000s aesthetic. Latched on. The bag sold out repeatedly, with Jennifer Lopez and TikTok influencers alike declaring it a must-have. Coach didn't stop there. Weavers mined the archives, reviving classics like the Swinger and Willis with timeless twists. The brand shifted to a drop model, limited releases that built hype over seasonal floods. Quality improved with a focus on supple leather over logo-drenched canvas. Prices crept up, but so did perceived value, aligning Coach with a new ethos. Luxury that's inclusive, not elitist. Social media became Coach's megaphone. Partnering with Gen Z icons like Lil Nas X, Camila Mendes, and Paris Hilton, the brand infiltrated TikTok and Instagram with unboxings, styling videos, and thrifted finds. The 2020 Paris Hilton campaign for the Swinger bag was a masterstroke, blending Y2K nostalgia with modern minimalism. By 2023, Coach launched Coachtopia, a sustainability-focused sub-brand targeting eco-conscious Zoomers with bold, playful designs. The Coach Re-Loved program, letting customers trade in old bags for credit, reinforced this ethos, refurbishing over 120,000 items in North America alone. The results, Tapestry, Coach's parent company since 2017, reported $1.54 billion in Coach revenue for Q2 2024, a 7% jump from the prior year. Gen Z spending on Coach rose 10% in 2023, per Earnest Analytics. The brand snagged a spot on the list index of hottest brands, rubbing shoulders with J.W. Anderson and Alaya. From collecting dust to commanding FOMO, Coach was back. Lessons of the comeback queen. Coach's revival wasn't luck, it was strategy. First, it embraced its past without being shackled by it. The tabby and swinger nodded to heritage while feeling fresh, proving nostalgia could be a springboard, not a crutch. Second, it read the room. Gen Z craved authenticity, sustainability, and self-expression. Coach delivered all three, from upcycle bags to customizable designs via Coach Create. Third, it mastered the digital game. TikTok wasn't just a platform, it was a cultural pulse Coach tapped into, turning bags into viral moments. The rebrand also pivoted Coach's identity. Accessible luxury became expressive luxury, a shift from price-driven to value-driven. It shed the outlet-heavy image by curating sales and outlets more tightly. Fewer discounts, higher prestige. Celebrity ambassadors bridged generations, from J.Lo's timeless appeal to Lil Nas X's boundary-pushing vibe. Data fueled it all. Tapestry's consumer insights team decoded Gen Z's love for the tabby, doubling down on what worked. Challenges lingered. Some criticized the higher price points, $400 tabbies versus $100 outlet totes, alienating budget fans. Quality debates persisted, with vintage purists lamenting thinner leather compared to the real Coach of yesteryear. Yet these hiccups didn't derail the momentum. Coach iterated, listened, and stayed nimble. A quiet crown. By April 2025, Coach's comeback feels less like a loud coronation and more like a steady reclaiming of relevance. It's not the dominant force of 2003, nor does it aim to be. Instead, it's a brand that's learned from its fall. Overexposure taught it restraint. Irrelevance taught it reinvention. The double C still winks from bags, but subtly a whisper of its past glory. Coach's story is a masterclass in resilience. From it bag obsession to obscurity, it clawed back by blending heritage with hype, quality with quirk. It's not just a handbag brand anymore. It's a cultural touchstone for a new generation, proving that even queens can stumble, adapt, and rise again. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to subscribe to this channel for more content. Thank you.